Okay, first up, we're gonna do 5.56. And I want to do just like a regular gun, like a Mark 16. A very common gun, the 5.56. Put the RCO on it. All right. So, okay, this is what I wanted to break down. I wanted to break down the damage difference between the guns because some people don't understand the difference. Mostly, this is just, dude, the only reason I really want to show this is because of the 7.62 by 39mm guns. Like, people don't understand the difference. So, honestly, I should probably show just the, I'm gonna do it like this. I'm gonna go through, like, the 5.56. I'm gonna go through 7.62 by 39. I'm gonna go through the 6.5 weapons. So, like, 5.56. We'll start off with this. 5.56. So, I'm going to show you a chest shot with 5.56. Against, this is a guy, tier 1 vest with non-armored clothing, right? So, let's take a look. His health goes down to 75, and it does 74 body damage. So, if you guys don't know how body damage does, there's actually a video on YouTube where I explained how hitboxes and people end up dying. So since his body, you can see on the right side, his body's at 74% damage. If I shoot him one more time, he's going to take another probably 74 damage to the chest. If his body hitbox reaches 100 damage, he's just going to instantly die anyway. So he's at 75 health, but he's 74 on his body damage, alright? So 5.56, this is against fully armored persons, so against someone with armored fatigues and a tier 3 vest, right? So let's take a shot. So 91 health. And his body took 20 damage. So if I shot him 5 times repeatedly in the same exact spot, he would die due to body damage, even though he's only taken 9 health. So that's 5.56. You can see 5.56 against tier 3 armor and armored clothing does very little damage. He only took 9 points of health damage. He took 20 body damage. Alright, tier 1 vest, he took 74 body damage and took 25 health damage. So you can tell, like, obviously lower armor, you're going to take a lot more damage. But what I'm trying to demonstrate here is the difference between all the guns. So the next strongest gun after the next strongest caliber after 5.56 is the guns that they reintroduced into the game, which is like the AKM, right? The AKM. The AKM is 7.62 by 39mm. So 7.62 by 39mm does really well against lower armored people, like, so lower armor targets. It shreds through really shit armor, but when you get stronger armor, it almost does exactly the same damage as 5.56, unless you're hitting armor leg shots, and I'll get into that after this. But just to demonstrate chest damage, we'll shoot this guy in the chest. Okay, let's see how much damage it. So he went to 66. That's a lot more damage than 75, right? So obviously does more damage against lower armored targets. His body damage is at 90. So his body damage is at 90. If he just takes 10 more damage to the body, he'll die. He'll be dead because of his hitbox. Any of the your like abdomen, diaphragm, body, neck, or head hitboxes reach 100, you're just gonna instantly die. All right, so now let's look against a fully armored target, right? So he took 88 health. Okay, the 5.56 was 91 health, so it's only 3 points more. So it does slightly more. His body's at 25. Right? There's not that much difference. There's like 1 shot difference in killing this guy with a 7.62 to 39 to the chest when he's fully armored compared to 5.56. So it takes like 1 less bullet. And it would depend, honestly. If this guy had boosters ticking, it would probably take the same amount of bullets for each of them to go. Now I'm going to show you 6.5. So 6.5 is actually stronger than the 7.62 by 39mm, alright? Trust me on this. I'll show you guys right here. Okay, so this is against just a tier 1 vest guy. He actually is going to die in 1 shot. The reason he died isn't because it did 100 health. It's because it did enough damage to his body. As you can see on the right side, it says body equals 1. So that means his body hitbox was 100% damaged, so he instantly dies. So the 6.5 obviously does more damage, right, than the 7.62 by 39mm. So let's test it against a fully armored target. So he goes to 84 health, which is only 4 health more than the 7.62 by 39, but it's quite a bit difference between the 7.62 by 39 and the 5.56. His body damage goes to 30, so he's gonna die in 4 hits. But like, consider if like this guy was already damaged, it's gonna take only like 3 shots to the chest to kill him. You know, 6.5 Katiba is pretty damn strong. I'm actually gonna spawn in one more group of guys to demonstrate 7.62 by 39, because I think what a lot of people think what is that the 7.62 by 39 millimeter is the same as 7.62 by 51 millimeter, but it's not. It's not even close. The 7.62 by 51 millimeter does a shitload more damage. So I'm gonna get a Mark 17 sniper variant, or just I'm just gonna standard Mark 17. Mark 17, 7.62 by 51 millimeter caliber. So against, actually, don't pay attention to this. We need to kill him, and we need to spawn in a guy, obviously, with just the tier 1 vest. So this is like low tier armor. So I'm pretty sure this is gonna one shot him. Of course, if 6.5 one shot the guy with low armor, obviously this guy should die in one hit. So he dies due to the body damage. But let's test it against a fully armored target. So let's see. So he's at 79 health, so that's 5 more points of damage than the 6.5 caliber, and his body is taking 33 damage. So he should die in 3 hits with that. So this is a guaranteed 3-shot gun to the chest if a guy was at max health. So you can see there's definitely a difference between 7.62 by 51 millimeter and 7.62 by 39 millimeter. Like, that guy is at 79 health with 33 body damage. This was the 7.62 by 39 millimeter. He's at 88 health with only 25 body damage. So obviously there's a difference, right? There's a difference in it. I think that's the biggest misunderstanding right now, is I think that people are like, you know, the 7.62 by 39 millimeter guns in regular loot is OP, but it's like they're not. They're not OP. They're not even as strong as 6.5 guns, right? They're not even as strong as 6.5 weapons. And I think that's like a misunderstanding that I'm just trying to make clear to people, that they're not as strong as the crate guns. They're not as strong as the crate guns. There's a reason they got taken out of the crate loot, and it's because they're not strong. They weren't even stronger than 6.5 weapons. But okay, now I'm going to demonstrate like arm shots on targets. So against an armored guy, an arm shot. We should actually do this against armored and non-armored. So I'm just going to really quick spawn in a couple of guys that don't have armored fatigues for these arm shots. I'm going to also do the 7.62 ones right here. So we're going to go through this pretty quick and just do some arm shots on these guys. So in the arm, 5.56. Okay, 5.56. So what you're basically paying attention to here is just the health damage, because whenever you're shooting limbs, like your arms or legs, the killer is going to be health damage. It's not going to be hitbox damage. As you can see, he's 68 health. He's 68 health from a 5.56 shot to the, that's when he's unarmored. So this is with armored fatigues. 79 health, so about 11 points less of damage. But you can see that's a lot of health, man. One shot, you're going to 68 health from just 5.56. That's a pretty big chunk. So now we're going to go to 7.62 by 39. This is where the 7.62 by 39 actually shines. It actually does really well with limb hits. So like it's a good idea to aim. I'm actually going to take the optic off and just go iron sights, because it's going to be more accurate. So look at that. Boom. 7.62 by 39 millimeter. 49 health on this guy. If he doesn't have armored fatigues, 49 health. More than half your health. So if two shots in the arm with 7.62 by 39 is going to end up killing this guy. Now, if he has armored fatigues, it's going to be 66 health. So let's compare that to this. What was this guy at? 79. So you can see, man. You can see 7.62 by 39 millimeter gets greatly, like, the damage is greatly, it does really, really well against limb shots. Where it's similar to 5.56 when it hits, like, armor. With limb shots, it's really good. So basically what happens is the 7.62 by 39 millimeter is not that good at penetration, is what it seems like. Now, let's test the 6.5 weapons real quick. 6.5. Point blank in the arm. 43 health. So, see, it's a lot closer. It's a lot closer to the 7.62 by 39 millimeter when it's arm shots. But Katiba definitely does better against armor, and MX definitely does better against armor. You can classify pretty much any gun that uses the same caliber as the same type of damage. Like, it's going to be very similar with how the gun works. So, Katiba better at penetrating armor, but when it comes to arm shots and leg shots, the 7.62 by 39 millimeter is very close to like what Katiba is. And then I'm going to demonstrate the 7.62 by 51 millimeter. weapon as well. So we'll go back to the Mark 17 here. And we'll throw on just a 100 meter zeroed optic. So arm shot 7.62, 51 millimeter. Drops that guy to 13, so it's almost a one shot. An arm shot is super, super close to being a one shot with a 7.62 by 51. Now let's test it against the armored fatigues. 35 health on that guy. So you can see 7.62 by 51 millimeter definitely does more damage than 7.62 by 39. It's way stronger. That's the reason they're crate guns. And then this is the last thing I wanted to show you guys. This was from testing previously when the guns first came into play. So I just wanted to talk about this real quick. So I don't know. Hopefully you guys can see this. Up at the top though, this is like the this is all the arm shots. So the first two figures, the first figure is against someone with non-armored fatigues, and this is against someone with armored fatigues. So similar to like the testing we just did barely right there. But then the difference is, this is all the testing basically that I just did. This is all the testing that I basically just did. What I wanted to show you guys is the damage at distance, okay, for these guns. So let me remember. Yeah, okay. So these first two are 5.56 weapons, and this was against a tier 2 vest at 200 meters. So 5.56 at 200 meters into the chest did 79 damage against someone with non-armored fatigues with a tier 2 vest, and it did 92 damage against someone with armored fatigues with a tier 2 vest. Then I did the same test with a 7.62 by 39 millimeter gun, right? And tier 2 in the chest with non-armored fatigues did 76 damage. So there's only 3 points difference damage between the 7.62 by 39 millimeter guns and 5.56. So at a distance of 200 meters, 7.62 by 39 millimeter guns are almost identical in damage. They're almost identical. The 7.62 by 39 millimeter guns at distance of 200 meters, they fall off so bad that they only ended up doing pretty much the same exact damage as the 6.2 by 84. Or no, the as 5.56, 7.62 and 39 millimeter, 7.62 by 39 millimeter and 5.56 almost do the same damage at 200 meters distance. Now the 6.5 guns perform way better. They do 62 damage to someone with a non-armored clothing against a tier 2 vest, and they did 85 damage against someone with armored clothing in a tier 2 vest. So a distance, obviously 6.5 performs a damn lot better. Then I did the same test at 400 meters. And at 400 meters, you basically see exactly the same thing. The 5.56 and the 7.62 by 39 millimeter guns did exactly the same damage when the person had armored fatigues and a tier 2 vest. And the 6.5s outperformed them still. Can you guys see that easily? Can you copy paste that into chat? Yeah, I can copy paste it into chat, bro. I think. So what you're seeing there is like the first two numbers are against someone with non-armored clothing and a tier 2 vest, and then the second number is someone with armored clothing and a tier 2 vest. So the first two numbers are 5.56, the second two numbers are 7.62 by 39, and the last two numbers are 6.5. Alright, but that concludes that. I just wanted to make this like clear. I wanted to show everybody how the damage actually breaks down against with the different caliber weapons. And yeah, we'll join in on